The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Well, hello, and welcome to another edition of Reason and Thursday. Yes, how are you all doing? Hoping that you all are having a fantabulously fabuloso day. Man, I'm telling you, there's so much topics, so much reasoning topics that we're going to touch tonight. And I'm hoping that if you received the link, that you definitely shared it. Share the link and tell a friend and a friend and a family member, and that yes, we are here each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. up until the 10 o'clock hour with the the most hottest of hottest topics right here. No topics this whole bar, and we ask you to share any topic that you may have with us at DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com. That's DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com. I want to say massive shouts to our sister stations and to all of our sponsors. Unique Total Care, who is hiring for weekend staff. So if you know someone who is a caregiver, CNA, and is looking live in weekend position, tell them to give them a call at 470-301-2552. That's 470-301-2552. I also want to send shout outs to One by One Kia, the Hinkson Law Firm, Keith Renovations, Mystique Enterprise. Yeah, we want to just thank each and every one, all of our sponsors, for continuing to be a part of us and our sister station, Victorious 89.1 FM. I want to say massive shouts go out to you, Dr. J, and the entire crew. For anyone who have a loss, we want to just send our prayers of comfort to you and your family. If you're having a birthday, want to say happy birthday to you. Anniversary, happy anniversary or a birth. Welcome into this world, little one. We also want to encourage each and every one to go to our YouTube channel and to like, subscribe, and get notified. Like, subscribe, and get notified when we are on. So just go to our YouTube channel. That's DA Powerhouse Radio. And that's the YouTube. Also join us on our Instagram page, our WhatsApp group, and also our Facebook group. So that way you can keep in contact with us and know what is going on and some of the topics that we're going to discuss. So that way we'll post it. As I, Lady D, is joined by the other hosts of this program, Queen of all queens and Darespecta, the big man himself. Queen, you want to say hello to the listeners?
Welcome, everyone. Blessings. Glad to have you here another week.
All right, Darespecta.
Welcome once again. We appreciate your support.
All right. Well, welcome once again. Welcome. Well, we have some hot topics. We're just gonna dive right into it, and the phone lines soon be open, so you can definitely call in and share your thoughts. And if you have a topic, yeah, definitely share that too. Once again, you can send it to DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com. Numbers right here, 706-955-2001. We'll let you know when the lines are open. And once again, if you have received a link, then please share the link. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the link. Share the link to a friend and a family member and all of these things. Want to say massive shouts go out to you, Don Minot. Yes, one of our number one, along with Donna, our number one listener, supporter. So we thank you. Don says, "Good evening, Lady D. Williams and the panel." So blessings to you, Don, and
We
thanks
going
for
down.
continuing to support Reason and Thursdays each and every week. Man, alrighty. We have topics for Jamaica. We have topics right here in the U.S. Yeah. So we're gonna dive into it. So there is a story. I think we touched it briefly. We touched it, so we're gonna get this one out of the way. We touched it briefly, I think, back in maybe about February or March, I think it was. We touched it briefly, and it's in regards to a young man by the name of Dexter Wade who was hit by a police officer. He was walking, and he was hit by the police officer's car, and that police officer um, took up his body, brought him over. I guess he was hit and pronounced dead or whatever, and took up his body, brought it to the police, to the morgue. The morgue had him, and then there was no word about him. The mother was concerned about this young man, and her name is Betherson Wade, and she was very concerned about her son, and knowing that he just don't disappear like that or anything like that. So she kept fighting and fighting and saying, my son is missing, my son is missing, and all of these things. Then finally, the coroner's office contact her and says, "Yeah, we had him here. We had your son here, and we had turned him over to the police." Well, lo and behold, the police had him and they buried him. They said that they contacted Miss Wade one time. She didn't answer, so they never bothered to contact her again. After the young man's license was in his pocket the entire time. So the mother continued to fight for trying to find her son. Like, where is he in in the police station, like in jail? Where is he? So they finally notified her and told her that they found him, and there's some record of his body being buried um behind the jailhouse, Hines County Penal Farms in Mississippi. So they brought her there, and the place was stink and all of that. And when they brought her there, and her son was numbered, she said when they were walking her through, there was a whole bunch of iron pipes that was sticking out the ground, and it was so stink. It smelled so horrible. And they brought her to number 672, which is supposed to be her son. On top of them knowing who he was, burying him, and all of that, they wanted to charge her $250 to resume the body and for identity. When they did that, they found the license that was still in his pocket, so they knew who he was. They could have more than continue to contact the family member in regards to this young man. And guess what? 215 bodies were found. And it has now raised such a big chaos because family members are finding family members that they have been axing this particular jailhouse for. Several, and listen, this is not just black individuals. These are also Caucasian individuals that are involved in this. I mean, they are white people that are finding their loved ones buried in this field. And is the atrocity of it is that they weren't even laid to rest properly. Some was just thrown in the grave, some was thrown in the grave in body bags. And I mean, what a thing.
Lady, you know
Yeah,
what this brings me back to?
yeah.
You remember Jay? That's what had happened to him in Texas, but it's called Potter's Field, and that's where they unclaimed bodies or bodies that don't have any family members or anyone to claim them. That's where they put them. It's called Potter's Field, but I'm not sure
I
if it's
understand.
anything like this. This sounds totally
And
different.
I understand if it's okay, you're saying a Potter's field, but this particular young man
Yeah.
has his identification, because even when they
In
exhumed the
yeah.
body, even when they exhumed the body, they still, his license and everything was still in his clothing. And I feel that when persons are in prison, these people were, a lot of these people that are found were in prison, and
Mm,
they either were harmed or they died of natural cause, so people don't know why they died. But
mm,
you must have persons on record. You have these people
yeah.
names and things on record to contact their loved ones in case of
Mm,
anything, instead of just dumping them behind a jailhouse in a field,
yeah.
with a
Yeah.
pipe sticking out the floor with a number. So
Wow.
if this mother wasn't so diligent in what she in her cause of finding her son, this situation would not have even been exposed, because
Yes.
why are they even buried behind the field? I mean, behind this jailhouse. I understand even Potter's Field, that is a legitimate cemetery that they bring these individuals with in and bury them properly. These individuals were dumped in these graves. I mean, that is like OMG. How how wicked can we be in this world?
Yeah.
Respecter?
But they are out there,
It is.
wicked people out there, and the government is no exception. I mean, the government allow these things to happen. Um, I mean,
I would love to know what the government is going to do. The respecter, you want to
now
touch it?
that is exposed. Uh huh.
Yeah, the respecter, you want to touch
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, we feel this out. Feeling passionate about this one now. It's
You
all
break,
right.
you break.
It's unfair, man. It's just wickedness. I believe people have the heart to live
The
with that. But
respecter, the respecter, you're breaking up horribly. You're breaking up horribly. Donna says, very wicked. Yeah, very
how's
wicked.
that?
The respecter, you're
Better?
breaking up horribly.
I'm saying, is that better?
Go talk a little bit. Let me hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Those people don't heart. There's no decency. There's nothing in them. And I just wonder how many locations across the country is like that.
Yeah.
And if they want to, they can find somebody's family without ID, fingerprints. They know how to find a person's loved one. Every department knows how to find somebody's loved one.
Yeah.
But they exercise no love, no care, nothing. I
You
don't
are
understand.
you're breaking up horribly. You may have to call in because you're breaking up horribly. I want to thank one of our listeners, Misha, whom sent that in to us, and and asked us to discuss it a little bit, because as the respecter said, how many other states, how many other states that this
It's
that this is occurring in? How many other
but then
states
you
that
know
this
what,
is
lady, too.
occurring
This
in?
is not even a racial thing because I think you mentioned that there were two white people,
Yeah, it's
persons.
definitely not racial, because there are
Yeah.
several white people, but in the article that was sent to me, there were two other white mothers, two other
Mhm.
Caucasian women that were in the protest, standing in that particular clip
Oh.
with Miss Wade, in regards to
Mhm.
their loved one that were found as well. There were
Mm.
215 bodies. So things like that, when you think of that, and persons are saying family members are missing, there are so many things that are going on in this world that where people are missing. And I'm hoping, and I'm going to. I would love us to follow this story even more because I'm wondering if any of them is going to come about as far as organs are being removed or what
Yeah.
happened. What happened?
Mm.
Why all of these individuals, 215 souls, 215 people, and they're saying this is something that has been spanning for 8 years.
Mm.
This is something that has been taking place is for 8 years. And within the 8 years, it totaled 215 people.
So they put these people in dirt graves, or how
They
they
just
bury these people?
they buried them in dirt. They just took their bodies. Some of them they took their bodies,
Mm.
threw them in the dirt, covered them. Some of them they were found in the black body bag.
Mm.
No proper
I will
burial.
change.
No, go ahead, the respecter.
I will change gonna come from this because I always say these things. When I hear stuff like this, it burns me because we see our local officials and the president when they're trying to hold a position and get into a position. All they freaking talk about is the stupid economy, the economy and infrastructure and Medicaid and all those things. They don't really talk about what really matters, people's lives. And they all know about these things going on throughout this country. There's nobody assigned to say to target or not to target, but to investigate the investigators.
Yeah.
Nobody positioned those police to police. So it's like these things are going to continue. I bet they're going to find more and more stations like this.
Yeah.
I guarantee they're going to find more and more stations like this.
And hear this icing that is on top of the cake. This same situation, a similar situation, happened to her other son, Bedison Wade other son, where there was a confrontation or something to that effect with the police. And when she reported him missing and she found out that he was dead, she filed charges against them and she won whatever
Mm.
amount of money. So when this next son came up missing, she contacted the police station, but because of the situation that took place prior, she didn't continue to bother them, hoping that they will come and let her know if they found him or not. So they were aware that she was looking for her child
Mhm.
as well.
Lady, the president of the
So you
United
know what
States
they
shouldn't speak.
covering up for the police officer who hit him?
Who hid him?
Yeah, they cover. Yeah, it's a cover up. They covering up for the officer that hit him.
And they knew who he was the entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Hmm.
would like
Wicked,
to know
wicked.
whom is really going to be held accountable for this.
Lady,
What who's
Someone
going
should be.
if
Mm.
if anyone is
lady,
going to be held? Go ahead, the respecter.
I wouldn't wait for the governor to say one word to the media. Me, as the president of the United States, the leader of the world, I would have jumped on this the moment I heard of it and make sure every single soul that works in that police department from 8 years ago, from when this started to now, all in orange or yellow jumpsuit, locked away, no questions asked. Everybody needs to be locked away immediately and that building shut down. It ain't gotta be no investigation or nothing. There's no need for investigation. Every one of them needs to get locked up
Yeah.
immediately. And it needs to come from the president of the United States.
Imagine the
But
They
then
hell.
again,
spend too
like
much
you
time.
said, that might not be the only one.
They spend too much time talking about the economy like people if the economy gets crashed right now, people are go suffer that badly. They use these little tricks to cover up stuff like that. They use the economy and stuff that no matter to cover up stuff like this. Society don't pay attention to the crookedness that's going on in government, mainly police department. And the governors and the mayors and the senators of the state, the county, they're full of it, man. They're
Donna
full of it.
Donna says many people are missing. She also said most of my family members are. She said
So everybody should know that by now.
most politicians only focus on the economy and war and not the benefits of the people. No, they don't.
Well,
And it's so
you
funny
know, the
that
other
the headline, we may curse here and there with some of the Caucasian people, but it's a Caucasian woman that put it out. And
mm,
and her headline is, so nobody's talking about what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi.
well,
Why
look at
is
that.
no
And
one
I hope she hears
talking
this.
about this?
I hope you are
I
police.
was watching a film. I was watching a little clip one day in last week, and with this young lady, and she was talking, and she was disputing. It's on YouTube. She was disputing how the American government putting out all these warnings for the Caribbean in terms of you not going there or you being cautious or whatever. And like she said, my God, really and truly, America have one of the most crimes, you know, there. And they're not putting out warning against it. Why they're putting out warning against it? And she's an American, young lady. And that's what she was saying. I guess she visited there and she said she felt freely walking around and doing what she was doing and no one bothered her. Instead, they were friendly. But she said at home, it's the same way everywhere you go. You hear somebody killing somebody or crime or some shooting or what have you, and she said it's even bigger than Jamaica. So can you imagine how many people dying each year in that country?
It's a sad thing.
It is a sad thing. I
It's a
mean,
sad
all these
thing.
crimes are happening and no one is being held accountable
No one
for
is
them. And
being held
this is
accountable.
something that we have talked about for many, many months and year now about them, kidnapping people and taking bodies parts and, organs and all of that mess and then dumping them into shallow graves or switching graves or compacting them, two of them in the same coffin. And remember, all of those things we touch. Society has gone amok. You know what I mean? No one really cares about anyone. There's no empathy for others. It's just, dog eat dog. Any money I can make off of this, I'm gonna make it off of it. And that's how it is. People
I'm
people
hoping
coming
when we
in
see
crime, beating another person, and everybody's stand up around them with them camera set like this. And next thing you know, it's on social media. I mean, no care no more in the world.
Go ahead, Respecter.
well, this is a totally different scenario. I just hope that when this really hits the news, that our president do the right thing, show the world that he's more to his job than just looking pretty and sounding cute and intelligent on TV, and do the right thing.
Yeah, they need to
Send
show.
the agencies that he need to send to that location and start check other locations and just pop up on office police departments throughout this country and start investigate full files, check out the jails
Yeah, because a lot of them is
because they
privately
don't
owned.
care nothing about that.
And
But
and
somebody in high power must have known about this. Come on now, y'all.
Of course,
What do you think?
of course,
yeah,
Somebody
of
must
course,
know about this.
yeah, but this is
of course.
And
it's
maybe,
sad. It's a
that's
sad
the
thing.
normal practice, what they do when they commit crime, they get rid of the body. What? Just like the mafia. Hey, they're my mafia.
Yeah. Well, with closing out on this topic,
Mhm.
I'm just hoping that something comes out of it. It's unsanitary to even, I
Mhm.
feel, to even have that prison open,
Mhm.
with the amount, you know it's just totally unsanitary. because it's right behind the prison. How much people may have gotten sick,
Mm-hmm.
I just, and a lot of these prisons are private owned. So I'm hoping our government, as the respecter and you as well, Queen said, I'm hoping they look into what's going on
Yeah.
in these facilities and
Yes.
definitely do something about it. Okay.
Hopefully.
Another quick topic that I wanted to put that was sent to me as well was hospitals in Jamaica versus hospitals in America. And
Mm-hmm.
the person advised that, Lady D, there's no difference between Jamaica and America hospitals.
Not true.
And versus with Jamaica versus America, the most that they have over a lot of Jamaican hospitals is the equipment. They're more equipped. But
Not just that.
the care and the um I forget the words you sympathetic nature of staffing and of doctors is not really is basically almost the same. And where she got that from, and want to say big ups to you. Thank you, Yvette, for submitting this topic here. Is she saying that in America, her loved one sat in the hallway on the bed and died for 3 days, sat on the hallway on the bed in the hospital here in Georgia and passed away for lack of empathy, lack of care, lack of space. That is the same situation that a lot of persons in Jamaica is complaining about, which she can only speak from her experience and I can only comment off of her experience, and even mine, you know. I'm not in Jamaica, so I haven't been to a hospital in Jamaica, but I'm quite sure with all the stories that we have heard, and some that we know about, maybe not experienced it firsthand, but know of. We definitely know that the care is not great in Jamaica, as well as a lot of us know that the care here in America is not great either.
But here you have accountabilities. Here you have to account for your action. There is always a supervisor or someone above you that you can contact.
And then I
In
challenge
Jamaica,
you. And then I
it's not
challenge you.
like,
And then I challenge
huh?
you. Then I challenge you on that statement. I
I
challenge you
challenge
on
her
that
too.
statement because one of my
Corporal
individual
House.
that I cared for, I felt that they murdered him and there was no accountability. There was, no matter how I climbed the ladder, there still wasn't no accountability till it was just left. So
But it's not
I think
easily,
you have the
here it's
good.
not, they
I
can't
Let me
easily
finish my
get away with
statement.
it
Let me finish my
as
statement.
they would in
Let
Jamaica.
me finish my
That's what I
statement.
would say.
I think that there are the good, the bad, and the in between in everything that we do. Because there are some good doctors and there are some good nurses in Jamaica. And there are good doctors and there are good nurses here in America. You have some hospitals that are okay in Jamaica, and you have some hospitals that are okay in America.
But
So
you're gonna always find the better hospitals in America because of the money, the income, all of that stuff.
in America or
Um,
Jamaica?
Jamaica, the money is Well, that lady, that's why they have so much problem with infested hospitals and what have you.
No, 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 no. What
I
happened?
think
You
here,
said what happened. You said
mhm,
when you made your statement, you said America. So I was asking you, or do you mean Jamaica?
Jamaica, I meant.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's what I was
Yeah,
asking. Yeah.
yeah, Jamaica, not America. I'm sorry, Jamaica. You see, the thing is that it's a poor country. Okay, it's not really poor. It's rich, but it seems like it's poor. Okay, put it that way. Or the poor people get suffers. Okay, but most of these hospitals that they have in Jamaica, they're in that these people goes to. Majority of the people go to. It's the public Kingston Public Hospital, and maybe a hospital in each parish, but there are public hospitals. We're not talking about the private hospitals. Those might be more equipped, not just with good staffing, but also with the supplies and things that people need. When you go to the public hospitals in Jamaica, you have to carry your own sheet, your own pillow case, pillow rather, because you don't have pillow. You got to carry all of these things with you when you go in there. There's no care, and the morale is so low because these people are working so hard with the little bit of money that they're getting each month, because I think they get paid monthly, and this money that they get each month is so minimal that these people are not giving their 100%. Here in America, it's a little different because they're getting better income. There are more people here to stand up for the workers, and so there is a difference between Jamaica and America, where I would say America you would get a better quality care than you would in Jamaica or most of these Caribbean islands. Not just Jamaica, but most of these, they call them third world countries.
The respecter, you said that you challenge.
Yeah, I just feel like across the board, hospitals, you're gonna find the well care ones and the one that don't give a damn. But to say that Jamaica or anywhere else in the West Indies can compare to America, and it's like a 50-50 equality across the board. I don't see that being that way, because America have more of a risk where they know that different agencies are paying attention to them. The
Mm-hmm.
loved ones are paying
Mm-hmm.
attention to their loved ones in there.
Yes.
Um, Everybody is got to be accounted for. Unlike the island, people really pay attention to their loved ones. People love to show their mother and grandmother in the hospital and just forget about them for, you know, long period of time. So it's a huge difference. The care in America is more together than it is, I would say, in Jamaica.
The Don says there's no comparisons. America offers better health care.
Yes.
So,
All
so
all across the board.
yeah. So Yvette, that is the thought of the panel and listener, that we apologize for the experience that you experienced here, which that is why I also said that there is the good, the bad, and the ugly in everything. It's you have the good, the bad, and the ugly in Jamaica system. You have the good, the bad, and ugly in American system. But as Queen was saying, the accountability is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more up here in America than
Yes.
the accountability in Jamaica. And
Are the third
maybe
world
maybe if
countries. I
there
mean, not
is
just Jamaica, but
maybe
all the
if
third
there
world
is
countries.
maybe there if there is an accountability, it will be more of money talk, BS walk. As Don
Right.
says, lawsuits are more likely to happen here, and that's the you're correct, Don, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
accountability factor, is that we are more able to sue,
Mm-hmm.
someone here than Jamaica. the leg that Jamaica has to stand on in regards to suing that their doctors and hospitals and things in Jamaica. So yeah.
And the meals here is more on time than I would say it is in anywhere else in the West Indies.
Everything here is more on time. I'm sorry to say. I mean, listen, I lost a cousin 3 days ago. I lost a cousin 3 days ago in Jamaica because no one cares. I'm sorry. But from what I'm hearing, I
Don't be
wasn't
sorry.
there. But from
No,
what I'm
don't be sorry.
hearing, it's like no one cared.
But it's the same thing that she is saying, that here in Georgia she lost her brother based off of the same thing. No one cared. He's having his heart attack, he's going through his situations, and for 2 days he was left in the hallway on whatever machine, with all the noise she made, all the everything. There was just still
Well,
no
does she have a
care.
lawsuit then?
Yeah,
Exactly. Well, she has a
yeah,
lawsuit and is what she can prove and what she can't prove. But then again,
yeah.
let's ask this question as to the space, the
For the
capacity
cameras.
that the hospital, but the capacity, if they don't have a bed to put a person in, is that a leg to stand on for a lawsuit that they don't have a bed to put this person in?
And most hospitals do right here,
I
Hill and
don't,
Dale, they do it at Hill and Dale right
I
here.
don't, I
When
don't
they have
understand that.
yes, yes, yeah, put
I
you
don't
in the
understand
hallway.
But
why
Jamaica
bed
do
would be a
that too.
problem
Jamaica,
in.
there's no bed. I watch videos with them, with two people, with persons put two
But
chairs
but
together
they have
and
five
have
bed
their
a
foot
hundred
on.
of people. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I'm
I'm sorry,
just
it's not a
saying,
joking matter, but
but by far we do understand and know that Jamaica, you can't necessarily, I understand in your grief and so on, you're looking at the two, and saying one is not better than the other. But in the part of maybe care in certain things, yeah, maybe one is not better than the other. But as everyone basically is saying, you have ways for accountability of it.
mm-hmm.
You can file lawsuits, you can go to the media, you know
Mm-hmm.
and make
Mm-hmm.
complaints to the media about this hospital. You have ombudsmen that,
Yeah.
especially for the elderly that are in nursing homes and different places, you have a group called the ombudsman, that if you feel that
Yeah.
your loved one is being treated badly, you can contact them. They'll come out, they'll check. It's almost, and it's not social work, you have social workers, you have a lot of
Mm.
other things um
Here you
that
can even
can
get
make
the
up.
attention of the administrator.
Yeah,
It's not Jamaica, you can't even get them people that look your way. Eh?
yeah. Don
I'm
says
serious.
Don
Mm.
says private doctors are doing quite well in Jamaica. It's harder to
Yeah.
see a doctor in the public hospitals in Jamaica. Yeah,
Public hospital,
yeah,
yeah.
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 The private doctors are, yeah, they that's why, and you have private hospitals, but
Gotta
the
have your money.
situation in Jamaica
Mhm.
is money talk, BS walk.
Yeah, like you
So
said,
yeah,
lady.
so that's the situation basically in Jamaica. You have to have the money. I would like to go to Jamaica and retire, but if I have certain health issues, I'll be a little afraid to go to Jamaica unless I'm sure that I have my money, that I can fly out and get my
Mhm.
checkups on a regular basis. Maybe every 3 months,
Mhm.
come and every 4 months, come and get a checkup. Make sure everything is good. Make sure I have a certain amount of money put down. That, listen, don't carry me to no public hospital. Carry me to this private hospital. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
so money is a great factor in the third world countries, of
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
whereas America, from you have insurance, you can go to these hospital, and even if you don't have insurance, they have certain
Mm.
public hospital, but those public hospitals are well equipped to take care of
Yeah.
persons. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
So
Yep.
would you say we all can start help ourselves because we see a lot of TV shows and stuff going on where people are acting this way, like a little scratch, a little not feeling too good, and then running into hospital and doctor office. I mean, the days of just trying something that works to boil and drink, give food a break. A lot of people don't realize just give a meal a break. You eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you keep repeat it the next day. And you realize that you could be backed up with food. So when you feel a
Mm.
certain way, just take a break from food and just drink some tea and do some exercise, relax.
yeah, yeah. And you know
But a
what?
lot of people don't realize. People
Yeah,
think if you eat today, all day, and then the next day, or in the middle of the night, you feel hungry. I'm not hungry, you're hungry.
yeah, the parasites are eat
It's
you.
piling it, man.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to go back to what Don says in regards to the private doctors, and that they're doing quite well in Jamaica. And it's so true because when it was really evident to me as to when how much money they're making. When I went to Jamaica during the COVID time, and we had to get our shots, before we came back. I had Where I stayed, I had a private doctor that came to my home, you know, and not my home, the Airbnb where I stayed at. It was in a very, very nice area. And the doctors came out to us. They all came out to us and um, you know, did our test, our temperatures, gave us, test us for the whatever. And when one of the individuals that accompanied me, she wasn't feeling good, the doctor came to the home and took and did whatever, blood pressure, gave meds. I mean, so yeah, they are I was like, okay, and we sat for quite some time talking, you know
Mhm.
and he was, just telling me, yeah, he like this, he does everything privately, and you know etc etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was making what he charged, he was making good money,
Mhm.
you know, for coming to um people's home in
Mhm.
upscaled, let's say, in upscaled neighborhoods and areas. So yeah, you have private doctors that are making great,
They
living
make
quite
great
well
money.
in
I had a
Jamaica.
Dr. Leon. He was a good friend of mine too,
Yeah,
and he really liked it me, but I was married.
you had to
Anyway,
throw that in there, did you?
he 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 had a private practice in New
You
York,
should have left the
and
husband and go a doctor with you there.
She
Because
knows
it,
she knows the dream of me.
you know
he
what me
was
I say. You know what me I
always
say. The respecter. She obviously she
you
was she wasn't too she thinking about it right now. Oh, and she had to throw that bit in
oh
there.
God, yes, he was a sweetheart, but I was married. But he was a sweetheart. He encouraged me to do the nursing. He was the one who I got in the nursing program.
Yeah,
But
you should have
anyway,
just throw in the ring.
anyway,
You should have just
he
throw in the ring,
let's
man.
say
Yeah,
now, let's say But anyway, he was in private practice in New York City, right? That's how I met him, right?
yeah,
And he left New York. He told me he was going to Jamaica to open up a practice out there
yeah,
because he would make more money out there than in New York. Dr. Leon, yeah,
yeah,
in Kingston he went.
yeah. So I
Yeah, they
mean,
make
like,
more money
yeah,
out there, and
and they're
he has
doing
friends out there.
a lot of house calls,
Yeah,
privately house calls, and anything happens to you, you have their number, because I we had his number for 24/7, and
hmm
we can call him anytime, and he will come out and take care of us,
right,
so
right.
yeah, so it's so yeah, as to I just bought that up as to what Don Manet says in
Hmm.
private doctors, they are doing quite
Since
well.
we're
Yes, and they
talking
are.
about doctor, this is a quick throw-in.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful. Ground beef, there's a recall on ground beef number 9608 and expire April 22nd. So look out for those ground beef that expire April 22nd. There's E. coli in it. So
Yeah, but
y'all be careful.
is there
It's
a
ground.
particular area? Because normally they would say this area, this state
This is in Georgia
in
here.
Georgia. Okay, okay.
This is in Georgia, and I think it's in all the supermarket. I forgot the brand, but this is the number though. If you go on there, and I think you can pull it up on Google or one of them. The number is 9608, and it expired April 22nd. I didn't catch the brand at the time because it was a quick thing on the news
You
flash,
you you
but,
remember
but it
a
has E.
couple of
coli.
weeks. You remember a couple of
Yeah.
shows back. You remember a couple of shows back. We were talking
Hmm.
about that same ground beef and those stuff. And I was
Yes.
saying that I don't buy the ground beef. If I need to use it for if I'm making beef lasagna or something like that, because or
Mm-hmm.
burgers, I make fresh burgers. I just get I buy the sirloin steak and
Hmm.
I ask the butcher to mince it for me.
Yes.
Because with the
Yes.
regular with those ground beef that they have and they're in the packages, they mix all sorts of stuff in that
Yes.
in that
And
type
who
of
knows
ground
how
beef.
long it's been sitting to
Yeah.
sitting down too,
So I encourage listeners that if you want the ground beef, you want to make hamburgers, yeah, we say don't eat if you know if you dash with the meat and stuff like that. But if you do want to eat meat and you do want to make those hamburgers and lasagnas and stuff like that out of the beef, just it's a little bit more expensive, but we have to we need to take care of our bodies, and we got to eat right, basically. So
And listen to your
get the
mind.
beef itself and make them ground it. The steak itself, and make them ground it and use that as your hamburger
yeah.
meat and
Well,
so on.
this
And
is
on that
fine because
note,
What you said, the respecter?
go ahead, Respecter.
Queen now you mean?
Yeah, go ahead, the
Yeah, me say
respecter.
go ahead, the Respecter. I hear you.
No, I listen today. I was driving the public because I said, all right, my daughter is doing so well in school. I wanted to prepare a meal today for her. One of her favorite meals is spaghetti and also tacos. And as I'm getting closer and closer to the public, now back and forth from the beef to the turkey. And then I remember stories that said the turkey is a sister of the drunkard. That
What
drunkard and the turkey meat that you see in me.
You see, that's why I'm
And then
not
I
hearing
remember,
you. That's why I'm not hearing you.
I remember documentaries where them show you the beef or them hang the ground beef in the warehouse. And I said,
Mm.
Lord Jesus, that's nasty. I mean, end up with get something up and not feel me yet. Some chicken wings. I'm just make some chicken wings and rice and cheese, you know?
Yeah,
So my
yeah.
guys will follow my mind and leave the beef and the turkey down to meat them alone. Because I was never want, even party when I miss the party no more.
And those are
Mm.
things that we can Don says bird flu has been detected in cow's milk. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Bird,
Now,
can
but
you imagine?
I don't drink cow's milk. And even my grandchildren, I have my children, don't give them no cow's milk. So
Mm.
we
But really and truly, it's not cause milk,
is what
Mm.
is what if it's not cow's milk?
Them can't go back from that. They make it seem like it's cow milk, that the whole world, all them thousands and
He
thousands of
says
gallons
here
of
in
milk in a
America.
stores at cow milk. No, no, no. At the same flour and use and mix out and put the additive to it and call it cow milk. Just
No, you ever been to the farm? I've been to the one upstate Georgia, up further up Georgia, way up north Georgia. You ever
not
been to the
interested.
farm where they
No,
milk the cows and all that? I've been to it up there.
no, because I
Not
don't drink
interested.
cow's milk.
It's
I'm
thousands. If you see the bottles, them thousands of them big and some big silver drum they have when they finish milking them cows. And you see, they show you all the machine. You see the machine, or the machine that manipulate the
But
breast
what
of the
does the
man and
cow? What
squeeze
does the
it.
cow drink? What does the cow eat? The cow eats the grass. And
Yes.
if and most of the grass is full of all of these chemicals and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
That's it.
obviously if we're drinking the milk, then and bird flu, that's something in itself, to be
But
in the cow's milk. Yes.
But and also some of these cow places they give them the feed. They have feed that they make for them.
Mhm.
Go ahead, the respect. You were saying something.
yeah, the human being, when we leak out everything, right? You see the
Mm.
color, what we leak out. When the cow them leak out a white. So I think coffee is white.
I'm
Think
not
I
studying you, I'm not studying you, the respect. I'm not studying you.
coffee is white.
Listen, make we move on. 'Cause I'm not studying you. I'm not studying you. All right, I'm not
Lordy,
studying you.
lordy, lordy,
Jamaica.
lordy.
Wait,
Mm.
I guess, are we headed to
Well,
Jamaica?
yeah, but let's just since we're in America, let's just finish with the Navajo. It's a quick one. It's just
What's that?
information.
What's that?
The Navajo Nation, the Indians. What
Okay.
happened is they haven't had power in 60 years.
That's a shame. In America.
Out of 60,000 years, they never had power. They have never had power in America,
50,000.
right?
No, 50,000.
And what happened is that they decided that they wanted power. So they took it upon themselves, and they end up getting like a group of people to request, help from different organizations. So it was like a bipartisan relief effort, and they gave them the solar, and what that did was it brought light. They showed the film, and if you see the woman, oh God, my heart broke. If you see how she pressed the button, she happy and she pressed it twice, and then she go open up the fridge. I say, oh my
Do
goodness,
you want to
it's
know?
like a joy for them.
Do you want to know that they have some rural areas
Hmm.
in this country, that we call America? They have some rural areas that people is not just the Indian people, but they have some rural areas that people still don't have, like people still using outhouses, using wells to get
Yes,
water. The poverty
South
that they
Georgia,
are in. I was
Mississippi.
watching this thing about it,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, and they were showing you some of the most poverty stricken areas, country. I mean, I mean, like Bakawa country. You understand? Dan posted the thing in regards to the bird flu cow's milk virus. And for those whom are interested, I posted it's on the screen. I'll leave it there for a second so you all can write it down. But for those whom are listening in, if you are interested in knowing what's going on with this bird flu and you are a partaker in the cow's milk, then go to https www.sciencenews.org/article/ H5N1 hyphen bird hyphen flu hyphen cow hyphen milk hyphen virus hyphen health. So once again, it's www.sciencenews.org/article/ H5N1 hyphen bird hyphen flu hyphen cows hyphen milk hyphen virus hyphen health, for those whom are interested in getting more information. as to the bird flu thing that's going around right now with the cow's milk. Alrighty. Yeah. So back to you, Queen, with the Indians. I'm so happy.
Yes, they're saying that
I'm so
they're
happy for
saying
that.
that in 60,000 years they never had power in that area, or whatever. And the solar is what made it. And like I said before, it says here that it's a bipartisan relief by the people and not the government. Um,
Okay. We have
it,
another comment. Big up yourself, Mr. Wayne. Real father skills. Send www.google.com and it's for reservations plus that plus got plus power plus four plus first time. I guess that's the site, Queen, that I guess he's sending in
he
regards
sent
to
for
your comments for the Indian finally
Okay,
get light
yeah.
in
It's
America.
it's very
Yeah.
it's
So
important because all of these years, remember America was who put them first of all on the reservation, and really and truly remember at one point most of them was drunkard and drug addict because of the abuse that they felt on that reservation, you know, and to think that not even current they won't give them after taking all these land from them and taking their birthright from them and not even electricity they couldn't give them. And that's what kind of attract me to that article. Because I'm saying now, come on now. I mean, you took everything from them and simple light, you couldn't give them that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it was touching for me, and they had
So
to
why
go.
why they never come together?
Where you said the respecter?
Spend money and get some light.
The respecter, you're gonna have I'm
Depression.
gonna remove you because you gotta call in. Your phone, when you're on the live, it's horrible.
Because
No,
Spectre, I hear what you're saying, but then you have to understand that these people were under restrictions, they were under depression, and all of that was going on. They were not getting the help that was promised to them when those treaties were signed. So there was a lot of things going on there. And of course, they did try to keep their traditions and their culture. But, there was a lot of depression going on through there. And I've seen a lot of clips and documentary about the Indians on the reservations and how they coped and what have you.
but all I'm saying is they had a lot of Indians who became millionaires, and they have all the freeness of not paying taxes and all those things, and the gambling casinos. They couldn't come together earlier. Why so long?
There are different tribes, too. You got to understand that also. There were different tribes and different areas that they had these camps. This is the Navajo. You ever heard of
You
Navajo
know what?
desert? Navajo desert, how it is? It's
Well,
barren, barren.
this is just me. This is nobody else. This is just me. It's because
Mm.
them never have they never make excuses for we. They never no in history show that they made excuses for we. They join bandwagons and blast we. So I'm gonna treat them the same way. They had all these long years and years of having land to themselves and all kinds of freeness, and then they get the abuse what we get. So I'm not
Mm.
sorry for them. I'm not happy for them neither.
What does it matter about being happy for one or not happy for one or sorry for one? Is just the atrocity of 60 plus years, no light, and they finally got light. I mean,
That was
Mm-hmm.
for them
I
choice,
don't know
though.
if
Mm-hmm.
they
That was their
asked.
choice.
I don't think they asked for anyone's sympathy. They just excited, you
But that's for
know.
them
To,
choice.
to,
That's not news for me.
And then sometimes these things are very expensive. It's
well,
maybe
that's
it's
what I
not
was gonna
something
say. And
that
remember, the reservation, they didn't have money. The reservation. If you look at the clips about reservations in America. They didn't have money. Them places look poor and look deserted, and I mean,
okay.
Them
they
raise
did
cattle,
mostly
them raise
trading.
Why
Those
ya
people
why
used
why
to do
ya why ya
mostly
why you have to
trading.
be so mean, the respecter? Why ya
they
Mm.
raise cattle, they have river, them have can fish and kids all in now come on. Then come and go as they want them all over America seeing we and then go up with them, they make the money and go back and what then do with it?
um Father Skills says the Navajo Nation bought the land in Utah over 30 years, but the land had no power and they were never supplied power. I
Mhm.
for an I question mark question marks question mark. And then he said, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Okay, so I guess
Yeah.
that's the sentiments that the respecter is coming up with.
I'm not injustice that. They made an agreement with America government and then get the land and then get them freedom and then tax free and all them things there. So many years.
But they didn't
We
have
not
the
get nothing.
freedom.
We
They
not get
didn't have
nothing.
the freedom. They were put on the reservation. They were put in certain areas, and they had to stay in those areas. Those were the treaties. You had to stay in this area.
Upon agreement. They
They were
agreed to
not
agreement.
free. They weren't free.
They agreed to agreement. They can come and go as they please.
But they
Then
had
God,
no other
they,
choice. Them shoot them, kill them off. They shoot them, kill them off. They couldn't fight the white man after a while. Hey, come on now. Where's your history? You know better than that. You're just trying to pull my leg, right? The
no, no,
respecter.
no. I'm telling you, if a police officer, anybody get caught on them land, they have the right to power and kill them and then get rid of it. They had a lot of power having that freedom, that land, the reservoir, the res whatever. They had that power. Nobody could go down and invade them and treat them like what them treat we.
They were controlled.
They
The
had their own.
reservations
Father
were to control them, to control the Indians.
They
That's
had
what
their
it was.
own law. They had their own law. They made their own decisions. So
Father
they chose
Skills
not to have
There were
like the way I'm doing.
stipulations in the treaties. They had stipulations in the treaties. You need to watch your history
The treaty
of
never stopped
American
them from
Indian. Watch the
stipulating and all
American
that.
Indian. If you have some books, I'll send them to you. American
Don't
Indian.
disrespect me now. Don't disrespect me. I know about that. Only good,
Drive me
don't
so much.
disrespect me. Because
No,
I
but
learn
you
about
don't
this.
need my book
I
anyway,
learn
because
about
them
this
have
Indian
Google. Them have Google, them have YouTube. So I take it
Let me
back.
tell you something. Let me tell you
um
something. Americans come in here. And when a white man from England sit to the class, the only good Indian is a dead one. And the class laugh. I was the only one to laugh.
Mm.
I was the only one to laugh because there was an Indian girl in there. I mean, see the look on her face. I'm just make the man know, say, in my language, yeah, is a ASS.
well
And
father
I understand
father
it, make him
father
know.
Father Skills says, have you ever been on a reservation? Let's Gripe says, good evening, Reasoning Thursday's crew. Blessings to you. Let's Gripe. Tonya, blessings to you.
Blessings
So
on.
have you all ever been on a reservation? That was a
I
question.
reserve.
The
Listen,
one,
let me,
the
let me
one, but
first,
it's a fake
let me,
one. They have one over there,
let,
Stone Mountain, Latonia Road, that I've been to. But it's just most basically the TPs and what have you. It's not. It didn't seem real to me. But I've seen films of documentaries on Indian reservations and what have you. Because
I
at one
real,
point I was an anthropologist and I used to study the Indian. But go ahead anyway.
my,
What were you saying? The
my,
respect.
my answer is no. And a real reservation, and a something that anybody can just walk up on. Them have them own law. You cross them border. You mean a cross back over.
I don't know. You sound very angry this evening. What's going on with you? You really bashing these people tonight.
I feel I'm being tested, and I'm not doing nothing to get tested. I'm just speaking it from my heart. They had plenty of years to get them shit together. And they were at 2024.
Well, we would say that about black people too, wouldn't we?
You can't say the same thing about black people. Are you going to say the same thing about black people? Black people invent everything.
Black people do what? State that again, because I'm
Black people
listening. I'm
invent
listening.
everything, and the white man take it. That's history.
I don't know why you're going in and out on my headphones, Darespecta.
I said black people invent everything in this country, in this world, basically, and the white man take it for themselves.
Okay. So that is the excuse why black people don't have nothing now or trying to have something now?
What you mean black people have nothing?
Yeah.
Which black people talking about?
You know, just say them take it.
Them take it and black people still prospering, still rich. There's just as many rich black people as there's white.
Comment, the Native Americans have endured the same atrocities as black folks. And worse. Father Scales says. And he says, what? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And then he put ha 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 ha. Okay. So those are the comments coming from Father Scales in regards to your statement, the respecter.
What's that?
So yeah, go ahead.
No, what you say?
You didn't hear me. I just
No.
I just read the comment that was placed on the on the chat. Yeah. Well, it is stated that they endured the same as well as the black people, and they even endured worse than a lot of us black people.
They did.
So if
they were raped, they were brutalized, they were
and not that we weren't raped and brutalized as well, and taken from our heritage, our land, you know.
A way of life, all of that. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that they had given an agreement, and it's been donkey years come and gone. And they haven't, if they try, they're trying to tell me one person since then never come to the idea, so we put on a life force.
But maybe they have. Maybe they have. Because you have a lot of them that got educated after a while. They started to go to colleges and what have you and get themselves educated. And you have quite a bit of them in high position now in American government. But, you know, there's still that set of people who did not have power. They came together, put together, and got the grid. There were some big grids. If you see them, some big grids there. I know those things are a couple of $1 million, but they had some big grids, and they were able to get power in the area. And there was this one little old lady that they were focusing on because she was real excited about it. Everybody was, but she was turning the liner. She opened up the fridge, putting things inside the fridge. They said she put her dinner in the fridge. I mean, it was exciting for her and those people in that area.
My question is, I'm a little bit, go ahead.
Did you know that, talking about electricity, that Jamaica had, out of the whole West Indies, Jamaica was the first to have electrical.
Yeah, I know that. I knew that.
Maybe they just didn't have any interest for electricity. Maybe it was a choice. So now they realize
But the electricity in Jamaica was done by the English and the American who was out there and the pirates, them and all of them who was out there. They had the money because Jamaica was rich one time, Port Royal and place there was some of the richest places, in the world. What do you mean? Go do your history again. Leave me alone, eh? I do my history.
It's a Jamaican born light skinned man. First come up with electrical in Jamaica.
It was a group of people that funded it. The group of officials that funded it. The English, yeah, that funded it.
And then everybody else follows leader.
I'm kind of still stuck a little bit on the respecters views on the Indians.
I just changed my view. I said maybe they didn't have any interest in electricity. Maybe they were comfortable living with lamps and other things, fire lights and all them things. And maybe they wasn't interested, but now they are.
But I don't know. It didn't seem that way from what the documentary
No, I was even
saying.
thinking of what you were even saying as to, like they deserve what they get. I mean, like, you're the negative aspect of it. I was looking at it that
Let me take it back.
you take it back.
Take it back. As a big man, I take it back.
I told you he's in one of the moods this season, like he just back that.
Because I was trying to read.
Like
I was really dumbfounded for a minute. I was just really absorbing most of what he was saying. Like, what did they do? Did they really do something like horrendous to black people? Why the view was like that? Why the feeling was like that?
No, they were black people best friends at some point.
Yes, I didn't understand. I don't even know if they were black people's best friend at some point. I just didn't understand why you was just so, negative towards them and feeling like they need to suffer.
I was acting like an N-word, so forget that.
All right. I'll forget that. Let me go to comments. Okay. Comments is this reasoning is so wrong in so many ways. Then that's coming from Father Skill. And Father Skill says, so Jamaica is better than the Indians. Then he also says the British funded it. And he also stated Jamaica had running water before the USA. Jamaica had railways before USA. Yeah. Does all this mean we better? Then he also say J. Ryan nephew. Okay.
J. Ryan nephew. Mm-hmm.
One doesn't make one better, I don't think, than the other. From your question, does this mean that Jamaica and I had questions as to what the respecter was saying, as yourself, Father Skills. I had questions to that as well. That's why I had to process my thought in what I was going to say to him, as far as the Indians and black people. I don't think he was comparing Jamaicans against the Indian, as in your statement. So Jamaican is better than Indians. I don't think he was comparing Jamaicans against Indians.
I was not doing that because I'm smarter than that. There's no other race of people I can compare to Jamaicans. There's nobody that can be compared to Jamaican, first of all. So get that straight.
Why you feel that? Why you feel nobody else can compare to Jamaicans?
Let me chin answer that one day.
Huh?
Make chin answer that one day. Jamaican.
I think we are gonna hang up on you tonight, you know. I think we are gonna hang up on the
Jamaican,
respecter tonight. Cause the respecter
Jamaican,
all over the
hold
place
on, me
tonight.
not joke on this. Me
Yeah.
not joke on this. Jamaican is one of a kind. There's nobody like Jamaican.
That's why Chin like
There's no one
that's
like
why
Jamaican.
mm, okay.
We are top of top. We take our own role.
I feel like the every nationality has their own thing going on. I think every nationality has their own thing. Everybody bring their own thing to the table, the respecter.
Jamaica set the trend.
Don't tell them bloggers so.
They set the
Jamaican
trend
set
in
the
what? In
trend.
music?
They
Are
took
we
over
going? Are we
Jamaica.
going? Are we going to music?
Jamaica,
Is where they set the trend?
Jamaica. No, I'm being serious now. Jamaicans
Yeah,
set the trend in everything, good and bad.
I don't agree with that. And that's what the platform to agree and disagree.
Yeah.
Jamaicans are
I don't agree with that.
multi-talented and skillful. Jamaicans, majority of Jamaicans, tradesmen and mechanics. They've never gone nobody school. But they will tell about watch you for one minute.
But you can find that all around the world, Spec.
A
The
trade,
respecter.
yeah, learning
You
the
can find
trade.
that
Nobody
all
like
about all
Jamaican.
around the world. It's just a matter
All
of
right, let me
it's just a matter of
let's
paying attention and your upbringing and what you're exposed to. So
let's
if
let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Now go
yeah,
defend the Jamaican man them, and you defend the Jamaican woman and the rest of the world woman them. You stay on the woman's side and you stay on the man's side. Now defend the man of Jamaica. There's nobody like me in the whole world. Pause. Silence.
yeah.
One love.
You said there's no one in the world like Jamaica. Maybe everybody, but everybody don't necessarily want to be a Jamaican.
And then they can be, not everybody can be a Jamaican.
Okay,
You have
and
to be a Jamaican.
every everyone bring to the table
Because not everybody can be American either.
and everybody can be a Trinidad and everybody can't be
Or European.
Dominican
I mean,
or anything like
Trust
that.
and
And
believe.
you have lots of
Everybody don't want to be
Americans. You have
American.
lots of Americans whom had where's my train of thought? You had lots of Americans whom had
Would rather be
created
Jamaicans
things,
than Americans.
traffic light and all these things. Jamaica never create those things. Um, you have different people. Everybody bring their own to the table. The respecter. You're showing me totally off tonight. Everybody bring their own thing to the table. So I don't agree that Jamaican is definitely the best.
One of the biggest problems we have to recognize the rest of the races. Them defend them own to the bone and
Yes,
care what nobody say I think.
everybody are gonna defend them
We
own.
Jamaicans have to
Everybody
make the
are gonna
world know as much
defend
as we
them
can.
own. Everybody are gonna defend them own the respecter, but I just don't agree with your statement.
Well, you can say not to agree.
All
When
right.
the white man chat,
I carry some
think him
things to
say
the
agree.
table that a next person don't carry, and a next person carries some things to the table that I don't carry. And sometimes when we join at that table, we put our minds together and collectively come up with something even more greater than I could have thought
true
of or
thing.
they could have thought of.
True thing. We do it all the time before the show at times. I mean, we do it all the time and we when we meet.
Jamaicans run things. Things not run
I
easy.
see that you're disturbing my brain tonight. So I'm not gonna let. I'm gonna.
Jamaicans run things.
Then
Things
I
not
say,
run easy.
but I said it. Then I say to you like you popping, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, he's
Mm.
my father. That said me. I gonna rebuke you. Yeah, I'm I'm gonna not think. Let's go to comments. Let's go to some comments here. See there. No, it's just a Jamaican mentality, is what Skills says. Skills, you're on a roll tonight too. You just We have high levels of arrogance, and it's a dangerous precedence to take. Thank you, Empress. You can find it anywhere. You're welcome. Empress, let me say this: Jamaica is the USA of the Caribbean. Okay, Jamaica is not a race. All right, those are all coming from father skills. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica
Okay.
is the USA of the Caribbean. That's a thought. That's a thought.
I heard that
But it's
before.
still,
Mm-hmm.
but I still stand with it's not necessarily the best, but we're going to say we are the best because we are Jamaican, as the respecter is standing firm on. And he's here to
Okay.
represent the men, and I'm going to represent the women. But I'm still not going to say all Jamaican women is the best because we have our own faults. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay,
we can
let's do it
learn.
this way
We
quickly.
all can learn
Quickly,
from one
let's do it this
another.
way.
Vote this,
I'm gonna say
vote one
one thing
way.
and then you say one thing and it's done it.
What's that?
I'm gonna name one thing that Jamaican woman is the best in the world of, and then you name one thing the man is. Jamaican woman is the best in the world in giving man jacket.
All right, let me click him off of this phone here tonight. Let me click him. Time for you to get click off. Time
You
for
ain't
you
one
to
for the
get
man
click
now.
off. Cause
You ain't
you
one
ain't
thing for
you
the
you
man
you
now.
you're not serious.
You ain't
You're
one
not
thing for the
serious
man now.
about Jamaican men.
Yes.
I can't pinpoint because this is just a lot of things is every man. They well of them every man, well, not every. The majority of men cheats, if you want to come with this. It's just like the majority, if you want to say women, some women, Caribbean women, all women, national, all national, what I'm saying, all nationality of women, a lot
Nationality.
of
Mm-hmm.
nationality of women might give jacket. It's not just Jamaican, whether you're joking or you're not
Even
joking.
white woman
All
too.
right,
Give
white,
jacket.
black,
It's
yellow,
not me.
brown.
It's not
Man
me. I
cheat,
didn't say that.
black man cheat, white
I
man
didn't say that.
cheat, Caribbean man cheat, African man cheat. So I mean, I'm not pinpointing nothing the respecter on one
I didn't. I didn't. I
on
don't
one
mean say that to no
country.
lady.
Where you say?
I don't mean say that to no.
Me no business if I you say that you just
I
say
did.
it.
I did.
And you just
I
say it.
did word.
And you have a
I did word.
nerve.
No.
And you
I did
have a
word historian
nerve.
for that.
And you have a
I
nerve
did
to come
word
on the
historian for
platform
that.
and say it. You have a
I
nerve
did
to
word historian for
I
that.
don't give a hell about the world historian. They don't know shit. You have a nerve to
Identify.
come on. You have a nerve to come on the platform and then going to repeat bull crap.
So you're the fastest brother.
We father
You're the
skills.
best.
Father skills are
You're
not
the
even
best
I'm
gambler.
not even laughing with you. I'm not even laughing with
You have the
you.
best.
Yes, we
Who are the
should be
best bees?
proud. We're very proud. Both jacket laughing. But Empress Jamaica woman
Oh,
get the most jacket for real. Move on, go the whole I wanna move on, go about Jamaica woman get the best.
you
It's
can't
because
deny it, man. You can't deny it.
of
You
course I
can't
could
deny it.
deny it. Of course, okay, I'm gonna stand
But
up for
didn't
Jamaica
didn't
women.
we didn't we
What
do a
happened to
segment like
was
did
there
we
a
do a
study?
segment on that and it was declared that it's not true?
We did do
Mm,
a show. We did a hour show on that. What you talking about?
on that, yes, and it was
And
declared
then,
that it is
and then,
not true.
and then,
Jamaican
and then
women
you
are not like
Google,
that.
and then you Google, and Google said Jamaica number one.
You too lie. Top tell
I see
story,
your
the
thing.
respecters.
All right,
Top tell
get a
story.
break and Google.
Well, it's because a lot of other
Google.
hear this. It's because a lot of other countries they're not filing for their loved ones back in their countries to come to America. How about that? So they don't need to go through these paternity tests to find out if those children are really theirs. How about that?
Kiss me rotted.
Eh?
I'm 19 years now. I raised you, and you're not see me.
Yes, yes. And there's lots of countries, okay? That there's lots of countries that is giving jackets. Don't come try disrespect. Don't come try disrespect, the respect. Listen, There's lots of countries that are not filing, and they get this because of they came up with this because Jamaican parents are filing for their children to come to America to go abroad, England, Canada, where have you. You have a lot of other countries, you have a lot of other countries, Caribbean countries that are not filing for their loved one. Half of them are trying to come over here illegally. They're not be half of them is filing for themselves where they don't need to go through their parents to have blood tests. So this is and what is when come up with but father's kids move on with about statistics. It's statistics because we are filing for our children to come to America. Bottom line, we're filing for our.
You think so?
Father skills is supposed to be on my side. In
You know
several
what?
statistics, Dan says more Jamaicans live abroad than those on the island. Thank you, Dan. That's why me have to always love Dan Mylet, you know. I have to always love them because he understands exactly what I'm saying. Jamaicans come to Jamaicans come. Wait, no. No. It doesn't matter. When him file for him pick them, him no abandon him pick them. All right, and that's with a lot of Jamaicans. We don't abandon our children, and we file for our children. So we have to go through the medical things. And okay, some of it is coming up that some women gave their man jackets. Okay, yes, but it's not. But if you really statistically made every check, all right, if you come up with and say 10,000 Jamaican file for them loved ones, it's not the same amount ratio. It's not the same amount of Trinidadians nor other countries, other third world countries that files for their loved ones. Period. Darespecta. Okay? So, yes.
Me not know yet about period.
What you mean? What you mean? That is it. That's it right there, sir. That's it right there, sir. Jamaicans do not abandon their and I don't care which other country want vex me at this point. Jamaicans don't abandon their children. Okay? They send for their children when they live abroad. All right? And as Dan said, there's more Jamaicans that live abroad than a lot of these other islands and a lot of these other countries. Okay?
Lady
and they
D.
send for the don't interrupt me. And
This
they
is a
send
true story,
for
Lady D.
what?
Ladies
This is a
and the
true story.
respecter. Let's
One
clear
second.
the hair.
Last thing now.
Hey,
Last thing now.
excuse me.
Last thing now.
You guys,
No,
let's
me
clear
not
the
laugh
hair.
because me not laughing because that's a
Hold on,
serious
no, this
matter.
is the last thing I say. Just to show you something. In Miami, years ago, I was walking behind a woman in my neighborhood. I'm here for her phone. Oh, you think to make a send for the dirty drunk for them to come disgrace me? We would have send them my money every month. And enough mother come here and I go send for them picking them. Serious thing.
That's one in million.
So what's
in
what's
thousand.
that supposed to mean?
There's
What's that
many
supposed to
come
mean?
here. And them come here. Then we get out them picking her yard.
Not it's
Who are you
a
talking
very
about?
small percentage.
Who are you talking about? You talking about Jamaican?
Very small percentage.
Who are you talking about? Jamaican
Many
mothers?
Jamaican women come America. Many Jamaican women come America.
So
And
oh,
send
so
them
so
this.
so so oh we know about jacket then.
Mm.
Oh, we know about jacket.
Let me hold me over jacket.
Yeah. Oh, we know about
Because
jacket.
the man who should be putting them to their yard where they putting them same way. I don't know if he putting them.
Oh, you know that? How you know that if them never file for them picnic and them man to bring them and them husband to bring them come to America or any of the other first world countries?
I'm the respect. I know things.
You don't know.
Well, you know, typical example of that. I had a sister that came like like a year after, like a year after I did, because, and it wasn't that my parents wanted to leave her there, but because when they registered her, my grandmother evidently put my mother's maiden name instead of my mother's um,
All right. Yeah.
name. So that deter her from coming. But most people, if they have the source and the means to, they're gonna send for their children. Most Jamaicans, they do.
They send for their children.
But then,
They send for their children. Yeah.
yeah, send for their
I
children.
mean,
But anyway,
I may
can I
defend it
clear
all
the
the way.
air? Can I
Go
clear
ahead.
the air a little
Clear the
bit?
air. Clear the
Oh,
air.
Don Lennon, he said that this week Trump was there sleeping, falling asleep right through the trial. And all of a sudden, there was an odor floating around the courtroom,
How we are
and
come from
everybody
with
looking. Trump was passing gas. Courtroom is the legend.
it's a regular bodily it's a regular bodily function. It's a
That's
regular
what he said. That's what
bodily
the guy said.
function.
That's what the reporter said. He said, "Well, you know, when you go to sleep, sometimes it just happens to just come out." I just don't mind me. I'm clearing the hair
Regular
with you
bodily.
too.
I know you're trying to make light of our conversation. Okay. All right. Listen. We waste no, we know we waste enough time on this. We waste enough time on this.
Holiness should
Come in with
clear the
wholeness.
house.
Yeah, come in with wholeness real quick. We
Holiness, it said
we waste a lot
that
of time.
some,
Go ahead.
they said that some of them have overstayed their time in Parliament, and Holiness should clean his house. It's not, he will have a hard time, they're saying, at the next election. And some of the people's names were mentioned, such as Robert Montague, Babsy Grange, Delroy Chung, Sleepy Boss Horace Chung, and two other ones were named also, that they think that they should resign right away, immediately. So that, yes, there's a lot. There's a wait, go ahead, wait. But there is fire in going on in Parliament, because even Angela Berkey, she attacked Juliet, because Juliet had the document, the Constitution, and what happened that she knew that the Constitution was not, it was not right how they had it done, right? And yet still she still went on and would not tell the public. So it came out now where they find that the Constitution, the amendment that was given to the Constitution, Friday, April 9, they found that Paula, she lost her job. And she lost her job because the amendment of the Constitution was not legal. It was not legally done. So the Supreme Attorney General of Jamaica, they told her that she had to vacate her position immediately. And I think they have right now they have, or they're considering an acting what do you call it? DPP, whatever.
Well,
So,
I definitely go ahead, the respect, and then I'm gonna chime in. Go ahead.
I didn't know that Julia was so funny looking.
Who?
Juliet.
you are what's that?
Oh,
We're funny
I didn't know she
looking.
was so funny
Let me
looking.
go to comments. No, yeah, come here with funny
Her
looking.
forehead look like a runway.
All right, Don Minor said more Jamaicans. Okay, I read that one already. Father Skill said, Empress, if you don't give a jacket, don't swear for the other women. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Don Minor says Paula Llewellyn was forced to retire because Andrew extended her contract. The opposition said it was against the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Paula
Yeah.
Llewellyn needed to go a long time. And I feel just like I do with the American government, I feel that
Mm-hmm.
persons need to have a certain amount of term and then get out. 1 or 2 term and then out. Just like here in America with the presidency, you get 2 terms and you're out. All of these old people in these Congress and these MPs and these things that's just sitting in these seats years and years and years, no fresh mind can go into these houses to bring a change to the government, to the hardship that is going on. So
Yeah.
yes, I feel that everyone should have a time and get out.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, they're
the
also asking
DDP.
for Delroy Chuck
Yeah,
resignation and Daryl Vass.
the
They're also
DDP,
asking for their resignation.
the DDP. She well did overextend our time, and
Mm-hmm.
it was messed up what Andrew them tried to do to keep her into office by extending that contract. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
I'm very happy that they have stepped in and stopped it, because it's alleged that she was doing a lot of not nice things in the
But this
seat.
is how they're
And
reversing it. This is what the JLP party is saying. They're saying that this was orchestrated by the PMP party because and there's a lot of these cases that are coming up that she was part of, and she was in charge of those cases. For example, in my notes, um, the Keith Clark case where he was shot 21 times by the soldiers, um, and they were charged with murder in 2010. She also had the other case coming up, which is the Silvera case that is coming up, and they said they want the case to not go to court because of whatever friendship or whatever is going on between the TNT party and that individual, Silvana or whatever have you. Silvera, that's the name, right? But it's a lot of stuff going on, and um Peter Bountin, he let me tell you something. Jamaica is a lot of craziness going on out there. It's a lot of cover up, a lot of more so than it used to be. A lot of tampering in Parliament. Like they're saying, there's a lot of things going on in Parliament that shouldn't be going on. You know, um,
a
it's
lot of
like
things.
people not respecting the rules.
Juliet need to
Mm-hmm.
come out of the seat. Juliet need to come out of the high seat. That's a conflict of interest. A
Interest,
total
yes.
conflict of interest. Whether they want to say her integrity, um, we're looking down, or we shouldn't be questioning her integrity in her position, and all of this other crap that they saying with Julia's oldest is a conflict of
Mm,
interest, period. And Mark Golden and them should have did speak up on that long time. Okay. And for them to even speak up now and saying that, oh, they were waiting to see what and what would happen. There shouldn't be no wait to see what and what would happen. They should have had spoke up
They
from
did,
that
they
time. Yeah, they spoke up now. They didn't speak up back
no, no,
last
no,
year.
last month,
Yes,
last
last
month.
month they just spoke up. But look how long Juliet Holness been in office. They
mhm,
when they had
mhm.
questions to it, they should have had voiced their questions and their concern about it. Not that they should not have joined, not that they shouldn't have voiced it now, but they should have had joy. They should have had voiced it from then. Dan says, how did Miss Wholeness just look up? Wait a minute. Paula Wellen was forced to retire. Okay, the next one is how did Mistress Wholeness become speaker? She became speaker based off a vote.
When the what's her name stepped down.
Right.
Remember, she had
When the what's her name?
yeah,
Valerie
she
Curtis.
quit. Yeah.
I think it's
Hmm.
Valerie Curtis. Something was her name. And she had to step down because whatever she did that was wrong.
Yeah, with
All
the
right.
yes,
So she
yeah,
had to be put out of there. But then they took
yeah.
the vote. They did the vote, and the PNPs agreed. All right, they said yay. They didn't say nay. And then they came last month, as the respecter said, and now was throwing question as to Juliet Holness' integrity. And they're saying because they saw things that she is doing now that makes them
Mm.
question. You should have had that question long time because
Before,
from before,
well,
because
well,
the
that's what I'm
the
saying.
actions
They
of what's
don't
been going on with the JLP party, alleged actions that has been going on with
Mhm.
the JLP party, there's no way you can have her husband and her in the two top positions.
And that's
Come
why
on,
they
man.
say the prime minister need to clean house. He need to clean house, and if he not clean house, because remember now this election that went the other day, right, with the different parishes and what have you. You see how
That's
close
the
that
local
election was,
election,
and
yeah.
they're saying that if he don't clean house, he's not gonna win. Don't care what him say
Him
or what
afraid,
him
him
think.
afraid for clean house because all of them have him laundry.
That too. That too.
The majority of them have him dirty laundry. Okay, so how can he clean house? How can he clean house? Half of the things he remains silent on. Half of the BS that's going on, Andrew remains silent on that he should be speaking upon.
Mhm.
Okay?
Is there one country where the government not corrupt?
Every country, the government corrupt, including America.
But you know how much $1 billion worth of stuff coming into Jamaica in terms of the building and the development and whatever is going on there. You know, it's billions of dollars. You know, and I'm saying, how are they gonna challenge that? Channel that money and what have you? Because I'm quite sure if these companies, I know it's not the government owned, even though he's acting like he's the one developing these areas and what have you. But they're private companies that are doing
The
this.
whole of Jamaica sell
Like
out.
the other day I was watching this program where in Belize, is Belize not Belize. That place, that lady that
Dubai?
well that country there. Anyway,
What
because
the
he used
one
to
I
live
went
there.
to? What the
But
one I went
anyway,
to and said
yes.
I'm never going back.
Every beach there is free. And he's comparing there and Jamaica and saying how you have to pay in most of the beaches in
Oh yeah, I
Jamaica.
know which one.
And in that place, every beach is free.
Yeah, and
Nice
one of
beaches.
is that the one where they were trying to sell one of the lands and the people them come out and protest?
Yes,
And they were
yes,
saying that
yes.
Jamaican people need to stand up and come out and protest as well for
And come out and protest.
their
Okay. Well, it's
thing
even
there.
with Nigeria where the Chinese was they owned the store in the area and started to discriminate against the blacks, and what they did shut that thing down. They shut it down. I'm assure you, people and demonstrate and shut it down. It's just Jamaican. There's too much corrupt
Well, what
politics
them said
going on there. Corrupt politics.
what Mark Golden said, oh my goodness, what he says, oh my gosh, I forgot his statement that he that he made, something about a corrupt government, as long as we have a corrupt government, something like that. I'll get it together next week. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jamaica definitely, Wholeness need to step down. She need to get out of there. Just for look sakes, especially even what is going on with the in Integrity Commission and with the oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What's going on
And
with
that's
the
why Angela Burbank, that's why she attacked her, because she's saying that you're sitting on this information for 2 months. 2 months they said she sat on that
the AUG report. Yeah, the
information
AUG
and
report.
didn't divulge it. So they're saying that it makes her look guilty. it's like she could have tampered with it,
and
you
she
know, and
didn't
changed.
and
You,
she didn't let it come
you
out. She didn't let it come out until
right.
she didn't let it come out until
What,
Mark
5 days
Golden
ago?
started to
What is it?
put the pressure on
Mm.
her. That's when she really released the reports.
Yes, yes,
Mhm. And which
yes.
which
So
brings
they're saying that's
that
that's
where is the transparency that she's supposed to be honoring
right, and
with
she's
the
supposed to be the head of
yeah
parliament. Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
Man.
It's it's and that's what I'm telling you, Jamaica. It is so corrupt. It is so corrupt.
But isn't it
Right
the
there in the government,
is
corrupt.
and I thought I was hearing somebody say something about the young Jamaica, the Rowan something was calling for Vaz to be removed. But isn't Vaz in the
Yes. Well,
JLP?
I heard he was. I heard they're asking for his immediate resignation,
Okay,
and I
okay,
think
cool.
he resigned, didn't he? I
I
thought.
don't know. I have to look that
Let
up.
me see. Fired. Vast fired. Parliament demand Julie Holiness to step down. It
Okay.
says Vast was fired
I don't know.
because
I'll
at
check
first it
that.
was saying here that they require his resignation. That the Holiness is asking for his resignation. But down here, I
Mm,
made some notes here, and it said Vast fired
mm,
Yes,
from
the
mm,
Parliament.
respecter.
Parliament demand.
Yes, the respecter.
Queen, Queen,
Yes, sir.
holiness. Please don't call him holiness. Nothing holiness about him. Holiness.
You know,
Yeah, my
somebody that gonna say
pardon
that.
me. Pardon.
I was
Pardon
going
my
to
mis-
say it. I was going to say it as well. There's because she always call him holiness, holiness,
Holy
holiness.
seal, yes, holiness. Mm.
Well, we will continue to see. We will continue to see if there's any changes or anything like that because the polls came out since you and Father Skill love dealing with statistics. The polls came out that Jamaicans are very
Mhm.
concerned with what is going on, and that they're concerned that the country is headed in the wrong way. In unemployment, in basic necessities, in education, um, in cost of living. So, with these things still lingering over Andrew's head, then we'll
Mhm.
see what happened when election time comes around again.
Let me,
If it's gonna
let
be
me just quickly
Yeah.
reflective
say
of
this,
what's
lady.
going on.
It's
Yeah.
got to be something that they did to our people in Jamaica why we accept and tolerate Chinese, other races coming in and taking over and doing whatever they feel like do. It must be something in the vaccine
Well,
our people got take. It's got to be
That
something in
well,
them needle, the medicine. I'm serious, man.
some
For
people are not
Chinese to,
taking it, like
I don't,
this woman in Westmoreland. She wasn't taking it. She had her tank, them 9 tank on her property, and Ian Mile came around and saying, "Oh, accusing them of stealing it and whatever because they're saying they can't afford it, even though they had business and farm, and now it's a big thing there because it's like they're suing her for it, even though it belongs to them. So they showed you where the husband was showing the receipt that he had for the 9 drums, and they were made in Trelawney. And so it's a lot of stuff going on there. And this man here is the counselor for that area, the parish counselor for Westmoreland, and he's the one doing all of this. Ian Moss,
so
and Ian, Miles is concerned about all of this, and he wants I guess the prime minister or whatever to step in and deal with that situation because it's a lot of conflict there going on. So I mean, Jamaica is so corrupt, like I said, and that's it with me and them. They're corrupt, and I'm reconsidering going home.
don't start that reconsidering going home business. Father Skill says Dan Minor. So what happened to the case is she's handled. It has to be turned over to the acting DDP. It has to
Yeah.
be turned over. I mean, hopefully she kept proper notes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she did what she was supposed to do. That listen, my way of
They
looking
were
at it,
not
if
holiness
she
to
was
appoint one. He's
if she
supposed to
was
appoint
if
one.
she was to drop dead today, right? And somebody had to pick up her
Mm-hmm.
cases. I'm hoping that, I mean, she left her notes, she left all everything intact that the next person can pick up where she left off. She don't need to always be there. Dan mine, it says water trucks owned by Bright Light, and he also says funeral home.
Yeah. We talked about them bright lights before, lady. You remember when them
Yeah,
big trucks and them, you remember the big green trucks through and all of that? Remember?
we're gonna
Okay.
have to. Dan will pick up that Bright Light next week, and
Yeah.
we did the funeral home about 2 weeks ago, 2 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
With the MP. Is that what you're talking about? The MP, what's his name? That they said that has a funeral home, and he's redirecting most of the cases now over to his funeral home. Well, let me know if that's what you're talking about, because we touched that about 2 3 weeks ago, but we don't have a problem with visiting it again next week. All
Yeah.
right, because our
Uh,
time
uh,
our time is up. We only have 2 minutes left, so for us to get into that is gonna take us way over time. So we'll hold on to Queen. Write it down, please. We'll write it down
yes, I
to
did. I did
hold
already.
on.
Bright
Dan
light.
says
Mhm.
the funeral home is in Harling, water for sale. Really?
Yes. I think I saw that on YouTube.
Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
All right, well, write that down, Queen.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah, I
I guess
did.
we'll
Yeah, I
revisit
did.
that funeral home thing, Dan. The funeral
Hmm.
home is Harlan Water first. But I want to this. Well, which funeral home
I'm
is
still
that?
telling you, pure pasa going on Jamaica. Pure craziness going on, I
we
told
got
you.
we gotta look into that. Well, Queen, you said you saw it. Please, if you find it again, forward it over to us so that we can
I sure will. I sure
so that
will.
we can
Mhm.
research that. And Bright
Yeah.
Light, is there anything particular that we left out on Bright Light the last time you wanted to touch? Um, hit me up, hit us up and let us know, Dan,
Well, I'll
about the
do
Bright
some
Light,
research
the
on
water
it too.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
And
right.
if anything new, I'll bring it to the table.
Yeah, we got to get
Uh,
up on out of the air chair. So, as usual, is it enlightening, and the jokes are fun, and the topics are great and fun and meant to be discussed. So we thank each and everyone for joining us. Yet another Reasoning Thursdays. If you have a topic that you would like us to reason on, send it to dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's dapowerhouseradio@gmail.com. We want to send massive shouts to Misha, who sent in the article on the bodies in Mississippi. That was a good reason. And to Yvette for sending in the topic on the hospitals, Jamaica versus America. Thank you for that topic as well. So if you would like your topic to be reasoned upon, send it over once again to DA Powerhouse Radio at gmail.com and put it attention to Reasoning Thursdays. All righty. We want to just thank each and everyone for joining us. We want to thank Don Minot, Father Skills, Donna, for chiming in with us tonight. We want to thank you all. We ask that each and every one continue to dialogue with us. When you dialogue with us, it gets more and more interested and bring things to our minds that we aren't even thinking about. So we appreciate you all very, 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 very much. Topics today that was discussed, we talked about, we reasoned on the bodies in Mississippi, we reasoned on hospitals, we reasoned on Jamaica. We reason on things that didn't even wasn't on our list. So next week we got to jump back because we didn't touch Haiti. We didn't touch anything because we was talking about jackets and all of these things
Yeah.
that we shouldn't even have been talking about on in our reasoning. But you know what? The floor is open all the time, and we throw whatever we need to throw into there, and Indians and all of these things that was thrown on the floor. But loving it to the maximum. Queen, you want to say arrivederci to your listeners?
A river. Mr. Spectre, you always let me laugh, Mr. Darespecta. No matter
It's my
how I
job.
come in with a long face, you make me laugh. Um,
My job.
I enjoy being on the show each and every Thursday, and you won't miss much. You know what I mean? So just join us. Join us every Thursday for Reasoning Thursday. And remember, like Lady said, go on YouTube, press that button, that thumb up, subscribe, tell a friend, family member, tell everybody you know that Reasoning Thursday's on every Thursday. Peace out.
I think
Have a
Queen,
wonderful week.
I think we meant to say you miss a little bit, you miss a lot. Go on through
Good
the
mess out.
Yeah,
respecter.
That's,
yeah.
Yeah,
you
you.
got
I
it,
mean, you try.
lady.
I mean, you
That's
trying
good.
to. You're trying to take my lingua. Go on in there, the
Uh,
respecter. Go on in there, the
well,
respecter.
I knew you would jump in.
Yeah. As always, Father John Minor, Donna Moody, and the big virgin to join us tonight. Father skills, full of our skills, fatherly skills. Bad. Come again next week. Tell a friend and a family member. All right, sir. Manners and respect to everyone. Large of yourself, Gene. That's Juliet. So cool.
All right. Yeah. So big ups to our sponsors. One by One Kia, the Hinkson Law Firm, Unique Total Care, Mystique Enterprise, Keats Renovations. Want to say massive shouts to you all to continue to supporting us. Big shouts to Dr. J and the Victorious 89.1 FM formula that continues to support us as well. And to each and every one of you once again for continuing to support us and sending us those fantabulous topics. So be sure to join Let's Gripe each and every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Tonya, Marcus, and McKenna. You most definitely don't want to miss it. You got a gripe? You need to go on over on that platform right here on the Powerhouse Radio Wednesdays at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And as you're doing right now, listening to Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Because if you're missing a little bit, you're missing a lot. And make sure that you tune in each and every Saturday to the Lady D Show from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock with your news, views, interviews, R&B, reggae, dancehall, soca, Afro beats, all of that right here. Joke of the day. Did you know what you know about it? Check me out each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. And tell a friend and a friend. And if you're receiving those links, share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link. Alrighty, and go to the YouTube channel once again, as Queen says, and like, subscribe so that you be notified for when our talk programs are on. You won't be notified for the Lady D show, so you definitely got to just keep that in your minds. Alrighty, big ups, big ups, big ups, loving, loving, to the maximum. And I guess we're gonna leave out with one of Dan Minot song. How about Dan? How about that, Dan? We just leave out with one of Dan songs here. And I think Dan, we're gonna touch foreign life. How about that? So let's touch some foreign life. Let's touch some foreign life. Foreign life. Look like you don't want to play tonight. We're
Hell
gonna touch
yes.
some foreign life for you, Dan. So bless up to each and every one, loving the like cook food.
Hola, 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 yeah.
Me get a visa, so me come abroad. Me the glad we come cause things tight yard. Seeking to find a better way of living. Hungry mouths to feed, no time for playing. Hey, hey. Settle down in the cold northeast. Soon found out it was the belly of the beast. Too much separation. And a whole lot of
You're in
trials
tune
and
to the Powerhouse Radio, bringing the world to TV.
Whole lot of trials and tribulation. In a this a foreign land. Hustling small, but we have to take it. Have to start somewhere else, we not go make it. No. Different garments with different type of weather. Hey. Have to keep the faith open for the better. Hey. Me get a visa, so me come abroad.
I say yes, Lord, yes, and I will trust you and